Hey everyone, it's Jen at Ink Paper Rubber. Happy Wednesday evening. I managed to get another box checked in and I wanted to be sure and show you what we got. This was from Hero Arts and we have some great new things in this as well as some fun older stamps and dies. So let me just jump in and show you what we got. First of all, this one is part of their Sunset die set. They've had a couple others. They've had the Desert Sunset and they have had the Safari Sunset, and this particular one is called the Forest Sunset. And I know that looks a little bit odd, but I'll show you a sample here in a minute and I think you'll see how fun it is. It really is basically kind of a silhouette die in a circular shape, and you can do some really fun things with those. Also got in another new die. This one is the Dragon paper layering, and you can see that you actually get two different dies. You get this dragon in here, and then you also get the outline if you want to cut that out. Unlike some of the other paper layering dies, it looks like this inner dragon actually does cut all the way out, and you can see all the details that there are there for his scales and everything. So I think that one will be really fun. This is one from earlier this summer that we had used in one of our watercoloring classes. This one is the Village Color Layering Stamp Set, and you can see the card that we did in our class here. People thought this one was going to be really hard, and it's actually very easy. We used the building's outline, and we also used the trees and the bushes to do some color layer stamping there, and then just added a little bit of other watercolor in there. We did not use the solid building. We instead just used the outline and watercolored it, but if you didn't want to do that, you could certainly use that solid background layer as well. Also, another really fun one is this one. It's part of their Bold Prints line. It's a big 6x6 background, and this one is called Leafy Bold Prints, and I really love this one. It has such a bold, graphic look to it. Did get in something for Halloween. I really like this background stamp. It's just called Halloween Scene, and you can see all the fun different Halloween elements in there. I'll show you some cute samples with that. This one, I absolutely love this one. This one is another bold print background stamp. It's called Cathedral of Trees, and basically imagine you are standing on the forest floor and looking up through the trees and looking up towards the sky. Really unique perspective on this stamp, and I like it so, so much. We also got back in the Presents background. This is one of their stamps that works with their Peekaboo Doors die, and I did try and get that back in, and it was out of stock. I know a lot of you probably already have it already, and this is one that will work with that, and basically that makes it so that you can open up all these little presents. It cuts out a little door, cuts it on three sides, and that way you can open these up and have fun little things on the inside. That would make a really fun birthday card. This is one that we got in the Hero Arts Holiday Shop Box. It's the Mini Christmas Messages, and this was probably the most popular thing that we got in on that release. It sold out very quickly, and you can see you just have all these little small holiday and Christmas messages and then a few other icons. This one would actually work really well with the Peekaboo Doors as well. This one I think is so fun. It's the Christmas sweater, and if you do a little bit of paper piecing, you can really get a really fun look with that one. This is another one that we had with the Holiday Shop Box. It is the Merry Christmas cover plate, and it actually is two dies. You can see here this inside die, and then you also have an outer frame die. And I'll show you something really cool. There is a sample in the catalog where they actually cut out this top part and just use this village. That never really occurred to me, but it's really nice when you do that, and this is a really nice little village scene down here. Here is another new die. It is the Neighborhood paper layering, and you can see you just have like this city neighborhood and the trees and all the different houses, and again it's two dies. You have the inner die, and then you also have this outer die that cuts out around the whole thing if you want to use it that way. This is a new stamp that works with the Peekaboo Doors. They actually, in the Winter Shop Box, came out with the circular Peekaboo Doors that coordinates with the original Peekaboo doors. The original Peekaboo doors is rectangles and squares, and you can see this one is circles and ovals. The positioning and the number of these is all the same, and in case you're wondering, there are, I believe I counted these before, there are 24 of these, so might be something to do kind of along an advent calendar with that. But actually it can be used with this one, which you may not think it could, but I will show you a sample of it. But this is just a really nice background stamp. And here is another nice background stamp that, hey there Carol, that can also be used with the Peekaboo doors and combine it with this great winter forest animal stamp set. All these little critters on here. So let me show you some samples. First I'm going to show you a couple on my computer here. Here you can see the forest sunset. So you can see how pretty that is, that the die itself gives you the silhouette. You have the trees and the clouds, and actually you really do it that way. I had it upside down before, and that's the way it goes, and that's, you can see that's what you get with that. Here is the paper layering dragon. He is really fabulous. And there is that leafy bold prints. I love this one, just the black and white, and then the pops of color with the tropical flowers on there. Other samples I have to show you are in the catalog, and I will just mention that we did get in some extra catalogs, so if you are interested, they have lots of inspiration in them. This is the one that I was telling you where they took the Merry Christmas cover plate and cut off the top part of it and just used the bottom part of it. I think that's a really clever use of that die. Here is the Winter Village, and you can see here's just a nice watercolor scene. And look at this one. You may not notice it unless you look really closely, but they actually use the circular peekaboo on that one. And here you can see that where you can actually lift up those doors and have something fun inside. You can have a little sentiment or a little image in there. So lots of fun with that. And here is the birch forest, and you can see the same thing here. They've cut the circles in there and they put all the little forest animals in there. You can also use it without cutting the circles in it, and it just makes a really nice background. It's actually a reverse background, and so this was done on gray paper, probably with white embossing to get that pretty look. Here are some other samples of the Merry Christmas cover plate where they have kept it all intact and used the entire piece of it. Here is the Christmas sweater, and I think that's so cute. You can see how it actually cut some of these openings up here, so if you layer paper behind it, it shows through, and then they've pieced that tree back in there. There's another sample, and there is another one. I think that's a really cute die. Here is the neighborhood paper layering die. Made a nice wintry neighborhood with that. Here's another sample using that birch forest background, and they've added poinsettias, so lots of different ways you can go with that one. And this is the Cathedral of Trees background. There we have it gold embossed. My favorite one, white embossed on a white snowy background. So I think that's a really amazing stamp. And I just wanted to show you here a couple of other ways they've used the birch forest background. Here they have done, it looks like they have done white embossing and then done an ink blended background. And here they did it and they actually just die cut a circle and just used a portion of it. So that's another way to use that. And finally, this is the Halloween scene background. I think this one is so fun. Here it's just done in white embossing on black, and I love how they cut out the eye openings and put those eyes in there. Here is one where they have gone in and they have just done it in black on white in the background. And here is another one with the black on the white. So lots of fun things you can do with that. All right, that is it for the Hero Arts order. I'm going to do my best to get Impression Obsession checked in, and if I do, I will come back and share that with you. That one may be a little bit briefer. I may not show you any samples, but I'll at least try and show you what came in that box. Have a great evening. We look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.